It's interesting. I was reading a couple tweets this morning, and we talked about this before. We don't want to rail on the media and be one of those people, but they're still treating the Republican Party as a serious party, and the Republican Party isn't anymore. They have conspiracy theories in there. They have the majority of Republicans believe that the election was stolen. Majority of Republicans believe in anti-science, anti-vax. They believe JFK is coming back from the dead to instill Trump. Um, if any other party came in and said this, they would get laughed out of the room, right? And although I don't know what the Republicans used to stand for, is that, like, obviously these are the same kind of cult, or not cult, but it's cut from the same cloth of Republicans back in the 70s, 80s, 60s, whatever. But frankly speaking, this isn't a political party that's serious anymore. They don't have any morals or values or principles or platforms. All they believe is banning people and violence and guns and quote unquote law and order, which doesn't apply to them, right? And it also makes me think of all the people who kind of got away from, like, there's people who just got probation for being at the Capitol and stuff like that. And this should have been a bigger thing. And I think the media, again, I don't want to be that guy who's like the media, but it's unfortunate that the media is just a horse race kind of coverage now. Republicans, Democrats. We see CNN kind of go a little bit more center and give Republicans platforms that they shouldn't have. And there's a lot of people in the Trump world who are being normalized back in society again. Or not that they shouldn't be banned from society, but to put them on CNN and give them a platform is unfortunate. And the media is failing. The media is failing this country 1,000%. And I don't know how to fix that. I really don't. But um, we're at a really pivotal point in democracy. We're at a pivotal point in our country where the next two elections might decide one way or the other, and the media isn't covering it in that way.
Yeah, well, one of the things when we hear about how the media is, well, not hear about the media, when we see the media connecting themselves to this matter, and I'm going to do a sidebar. And I don't want to get derailed from the January 6th confirmation conversation, but there's one thing that I think is a good sidebar. This week, there was a lot of story, or this past week, there's a lot of speculation of whether or not Biden should run in 24 and whether or not Democrats want to run in 24. To me, those are distractions. Those are distractions to get away from January 6th. Those are distractions because guess what? If we don't have January 6th going on and we're talking about Biden, what are we not talking about? The midterms. And you and I both know you can't really make any kind of um, informed analysis or speculation on who could be or should be the front runner in 24 until we know really what happens in November. And so to your point about the media failing, that's now tied back to January 6th, is January 6th, there should really be no other news. Maybe a little bit of inflation, obviously the gun stuff. Um, and
Ukraine.
obviously we don't want to forget Ukraine. But to throw in this whole discussion about whether or not Biden should be president and will be running for president in 24, that's a distraction. I think it's a distraction on two levels. One, it distracts us from January 6th. That discussion should not be on the same panel that they're discussing January 6th at all. But I feel like that's a goosed thing that helps distract us or minimize or throw so much, we talk about multitasking, throw so much into the ether that we're really not able to truly give this outrageously historic, significant, tragic incident the really the attention it deserves.